What's up, everyone? I'm Arch Anthony, and welcome to my first YouTube series in Planet Zoo. This is Arch Valley Zoo. This is just the little entrance area with restrooms, information kiosks, gift shop. This is the entrance building, and this is the sign that I made. This is for like a photo opportunity, and this is the entrance sign, so you can see the name of the park as you walk in. Just did some detailing here, added some soil and fencing and some trees to kind of close the place off from the rest of the open area. Did some gardening around the restrooms. This door leads to the staff room that I'll show in a minute for the vendors. And there's some trash cans outside the restrooms as well. Again, soil and trees, and then we're going to go downhill. I carried the fence the whole way to the first exhibit. This is going to be kind of like the main feature of this entrance area, and it's going to be the view out into the park. Once the park is finished, you'll be able to see the African safari area over here, the rainforest area over here, and you might be able to see some Asia area peeking out from over here. This is going to be a path during the next expansion that I make that works its way down and around, and then this is going to be built up a little bit more. I just lowered everything and I'm going to raise it as I go. The first enclosure that we have in the park is Flamingos, which seems to be a pretty the typical thing that zoos start out with. This just has this is just like kind of like a cove that the flamingos would live in real life. I imagine like this is kind of like where high tide would rise in reality, but for now they live here. This is where the staffing can get in. This is the second staff area that I'll show later as well. And then you come back down here. They eat out of this krill. They what's it called? They filter feed through the krill through that little pool right there. This white, it's just art pieces, but I'm kind of imagining it being like pavement or something that the keepers can keep clean. A lot of zoos use them like as their transitions from water to land. I didn't bother to do the whole thing in it just because I think it'll be fine, but because this is a man-made object kind of inserted in the middle of the pool, I wanted to make it seem like a cohesive part. I added some rock work in between the layers because you can see this one I kind of filled in and it doesn't look the greatest, so the rest of them I kind of use rocks. If you're having a problem doing this under the water, you actually have to have it raised up. Like this is like level with the ground, but they won't eat from that. It has to be like level with the water. You can kind of see it if you zoom in, like the water's kind of messed up. But the guests can't really notice that from where they're standing. And the rest of it's just kind of an open, exhibit. They don't really like a whole lot of plants or anything. I'm really actually maxed out at the plants. I just used some reeds to go around the pond and decorated this little wall to kind of block it. I added these walls to kind of transition between the glass and the natural barrier. It felt weird to just have glass straight to natural barrier. And then this, I didn't want this to be up anymore because I didn't want to block the view, so I had to kind of use a wall. Alright, and then I went past the first staff area. This is the staff only, kind of a door. They go right through the door, but it's fine. This is the first small staff area. It's just the staff room, and then the research centers, and animal trade center, and then electricity. But this is kind of just like a very basic building. There's a picnic table for them to sit in if they want to rest. I don't think they actually ever use that, but it's just a detail. And then I carried through the dirt with the trees to kind of break up the place. And then this is this is kind of like the worst part. I didn't really go through in detail this at all. It just goes right through the restroom. Okay, and then we're going down here. And this is the first bridge. There's a waterfall. Sorry, there's a cut there. My cat jumped in the room. Here's a bridge that I built out of just wood log pieces. It doesn't look the greatest, but it does the job. And then there's more, trees leading into the first, animal of the North American zone. I haven't really come up with a name for it yet, but there's probably going to be a sign here, saying that they've entered this area. And it's the American bison. It's the national mammal of America, of the United States. And they really just want... Oh, sorry, my cat again. Like I said, they kind of just want an open field. Any picture you look out of buffalo, it's going to just be an open field. And so I did my best to kind of decorate and detail the outer layers. I put some trees and bushes and some rocks and a little pond. But really they just want, a big open field, really. I covered what, would be the piping for this trough and rocks, but this is just one of the included habitat, the shelters. I just recolored to fit in with the theme, but it's, a pre-made thing. I did make this, though. It's a double viewing. If you go back to the Flamingo one, this has just a single viewing, but occasionally guests will line up here, but they can't really see anything because it's the same level. If I were to remake it, I would definitely lower it so that, you can have 2 tiers. So for here, I raised one, lowered one, so you could get a full 2 tiers. Whoa, that is not what you should be doing. But yeah, so I put a roof on it. This is just, what can I? This is just this, and then I did it once in each direction, kind of give it that like checkerboard look, or basket weaving look, I guess is more like it. And then this is just fences included in the game. It's the New World fence. I just carried that the whole way through here, and then this is like a New World awning or canopy, and it kind of matches. And then this is the sculpture for the bison, and then it also comes with these little side pieces. They don't include the mountain or like the wind, or maybe it's a river, and they don't include the buffalo pieces either. But I just carried through the leaves the whole way through some rock work. And then my final thing that I just finished up was this little playground for the kids to play in. It's the first. I'm gonna have several of them, like different themes throughout the zoo. But this one's obviously for the North America. This is the really janky slide. I don't know if there's probably a better way to make one. I was just trying to do one quick. The merry-go-round and some swings, which are kind of pretty high off the ground. I should probably lower. And kind of just a sculpture that the kids can jump around and play on. This is like a grid path with the natural path. It's this one. So it puts out this short little fence, which I thought looked nice, and then I just added some plants to break up between the two. And the final thing that I have done so far is the staff area, which just goes through here, again with the trees and the dirt. And there's the generator, or actually that's the water treatment, I'm sorry, for the buffaloes. And again, basic buildings for the staff. I'm not really focused on detailing for them. And then this leads up another waterfall, water treatment for the flamingos, and then the flamingo exit entrance. And I want this to not be covered in grass. Okay, and that's basically it that I have so far. This is Friday. The game came out Tuesday. Basically, for the rest of the park, the idea behind it is that it's an old state park somewhere in the, maybe Pacific Northwest, and it lost funding, and someone, bought the land and opened a zoo on it. So, it's gonna have some areas that, a national park would have. And I'm may include like some like lake. This is gonna be a big waterfall. Obviously, the river that goes through it might have enclosures going up and down both sides, depending on, you know, if I have animals that I need that I want to put in yet. But there's definitely going to be like a campground area over here that kind of fits in with the North America theme. Specifically, this half is going to be like national park, and then maybe they added on this safari and Asia area. But the biggest thing that I think issue that I'm going to have right now is that the zoo, at least the plan so far, doesn't have a lot of deviation. It's basically just, you know, you go here, and then right now you turn around and go back, and I'm going to have it loop from the Asia area back to this. But really there's not a whole lot of like, yeah, there's a main path and that's pretty basically it. There's not a lot of choice as far as where to go. I might include a gondola that goes like from here down to the bottom of this, just to, you know, if you want to skip that area, you can go to there, and maybe I'll include like a boat ride up and down the river that leaves off at the Asia area. I guess that's something that I could do. But as far as path goes, it's kind of just, you know, you follow the path as long as you want. Things that I want to do also, I want to do a primate house. I've been to the Philadelphia Zoo recently, and their primate house is really nice. They have like an indoor-outdoor gorilla exhibit, and I went in the winter, so the gorilla were all inside, but I definitely like the idea of having like an indoor-outdoor exhibit for those. I want to do a reptile house as well with the exhibit animals. Just makes sense to have them in a house, and then maybe with the saltwater crocs and the Komodo dragons attached. And I also like the idea of a bug house. And I had this idea when the beta was going on, and I didn't make it, and I wish I would have, so I had, well, it doesn't matter because it was already out. I want to have a bug tree with an indoor with exhibits, and then the aardvarks and the pangolins, I don't know how to pronounce them. I'm on either in the entrance and exit. I know Geekism and Mask Bandit included something like that in their Azuri Gardens. I think Mask Bandit made it. I had the idea before I watched that series. It just seemed like a good idea, and then they made it and it worked, and in Planet Coaster, so it should work in Planet Zoo. But I think that's going to be somewhere down in this area around the South America-ish area, just because honestly I don't have very many South American animals to fill out this area, and it's going to be like a tropical rainforesty area, so a big tree kind of makes sense. But yeah, no, this has been the first week. I'm kind of rambling now at this point, but yeah, this is the first week of progress. I don't know how much progress I'm going to make every week, if I'm going to have a video up every week, if I'm going to have a video up tomorrow too. I don't know. But I just wanted to get something out there to let people know that it was happening. I might release this on Saturday actually, so you'll see it. Well, you'll see it whenever you see it, I guess. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to keep in contact, you can follow me on Twitter. I'll have everything, you know, linked in the description. Follow the channel, obviously. Subscribe if you'd like. Comment, leave feedback, please. I would like to, you know, improve the zoo in whatever way I can. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.